I wish that somebody told me years ago that fluency is achieved through listening to native speakers, reading in the language, writing in the language, and talking with people in the language. In this video, I'm going to tell you how I was able to get my C1 certificate in Spanish, as well as my B2 certificate in French within the last 4 years. These are the only apps that you need to learn English. Number 1, Netflix/Hulu, whatever it is, a streaming platform that gives you access to native level content. This will be the way that you hear native speakers in their natural habitat if you don't live in an English speaking country. At first, it may be super hard to understand the native speakers, even if they're using words that you already know. But this is an essential part of the process. You know, people in real life don't speak like Duolingo characters. And that's our goal, right? It's to speak with real people. So I suggest that you always try and watch a movie or a couple episodes of a TV show every week, just so that you're getting that exposure to how native speakers really speak. Just because you don't feel ready doesn't mean that you aren't. You know, babies aren't ready, but they have to hear native speakers around them every day. And what happens? In the end, it serves them well. Number 2, YouTube for comprehensible input. Comprehensible input are the things that you hear in English that you understand 70 to 80% of. When you listen to this type of content, not only will you be hearing many words that you already know, and it will reinforce them in your vocabulary, but you will also hear and acquire new vocabulary that you'll be able to understand in context because you understand all the words around them. In the description, I'll put some of the best English comprehensible input channels on YouTube to get you started with this process. And also, I suggest that you listen to some things that maybe aren't as easy to understand, but are about something you're really interested in. For example, in French, I like watching videos about watches. I love watches. And because I love watches, I'm so focused. I want to understand so much that I really do understand a lot more than if I watched native content about basketball or something I'm not as interested in. Number 3, Google Translate. Now, this may sound obvious, but let me tell you about 2 ways that I utilize Google Translate all the time to help me improve in both Spanish and French. Number 1, daily journaling. I always journal at the end of the day, and I do it in my target language, which right now is French. But I can't write a journal entry that's as creative and expressive as I would like to without the help of Google Translate. So I just write it in my mother tongue or in Spanish, and then I translate it to French. And I read it a few times in French, and then I write it and I forget it, and do the same thing every single day. And number 2, anytime you come across a word that you don't know, just look it up in Google Translate. Personally, I always have the shortcut on my home screen so I can quickly click it and translate a word at any given time. The good thing is Google Translate has a history feature, so you can see the words that you looked up any given day, and you can favorite certain words and expressions that you need translated. That way you can always review them and make sure that you remember them. The next app is Anki or Quizlet. You need a good flashcard app if you want to learn quickly. Personally, I hate going through flashcards. It's definitely the least fun part about language learning. However, I see it as a necessary evil, which is an expression we use in English, meaning that It's something that's not great, but we need to do it. Personally, I always use Anki for the first 1,000 words that I want to learn in a language. It's usually very easy. I look up most common 1,000 words in French, in Spanish, in Indonesian, whatever. And then I just study those flashcards probably an hour or two a day until I've went through all of them and I have a basic understanding of the language. Then I use Quizlet to learn about specific topics. For example, if I want to learn about business vocabulary, I find that Quizlet has a lot of good flashcard decks about certain topics, such as business, sports, professions, etc. Like I said, not fun, but it is a great way to 10 or 20x the speed that you learn the language at. And if you really want some great apps to learn a language, these are my 3 recommendations. Hands down, which means I have 100% confidence in them. Number 1, LingQ. LingQ comes from a man named Stephen Kaufman. He is one of the most influential figures in the language learning community. He made this website with acquisition in mind, meaning that you can use this website and without having to study and open books, you can acquire a ton of vocabulary. With this website, you'll be learning with real life materials like articles, books, podcasts, and videos, which will allow you to learn vocabulary that really is used in the real world. Personally, I haven't seen a website that does comprehensible input in such a complete way. And nobody's paying me to say this. I just really love the website. Number 2 is LingoPie. LingoPie is like an extension to Netflix. It makes studying native content a lot easier. Basically, with LingoPie, you can have a transcript or subtitles for the movie or show that you're watching. And you can have them in your target language or in your native language or in both. And when you see words and phrases that you don't know, you can click on the word or phrase, get an instant definition. And if you don't really feel confident with it, you can save it for later and study it after the movie or show has ended. Personally, I don't pay for a lot when it comes to language learning, but I bought the year pass to LingoPie because I like it that much. The third one is Busuu. Busuu is like Duolingo for real language learners, in my opinion. Their course focuses on vocabulary that really matters in the real world. And I just feel like it feels more serious. It feels like a course that I would have to pay $500 to obtain. However, Busuu gives it away for free. Again, nobody's paying me to say this. I just really like Busuu, and it's helped me a lot with my French. If you would like to check out the apps that were mentioned in this video, go to the description. They'll all be in a list for you along with the YouTube channels that I would recommend to you so that you can learn English as fast as possible. It was a pleasure seeing you again, friend. Have an incredible week. Goodbye.